All right, everyone, welcome back to Trash Trades. It's me, your host, Luca, and I'm here with VJ here. We're in the middle of southern Italy. We're on a bike trip right now. We're on one of those duo double bikes. I'm in the front pedaling. Obviously, I'm doing more work than VJ. We're down here and we're doing a couple
The
kilometers.
back
This is
always does
our,
more work.
our fourth kilometer,
Back always
VJ.
does more work. I said the back always does more work.
There's no
But the
way.
front steering.
Can you hear back there? Are you good? Or what's going on back there? Okay.
I'm dying because of the amount of work I'm doing.
Yeah,
You can go
for
ahead and take that
scorching
shot.
heat. Our next stop is gonna be in another 10 kilometers. So, me and VJ are pedaling hard. Except VJ's not pedaling hard. I'm doing all the effort for VJ.
Well, I mean, I'm in
So
fantastic shape. I'm pedaling
VJ's
the
in one of
most.
those the children's
Definitely
seats,
pedaling the most. Definitely
at the
have to.
back of the chair.
For sure. For
Yeah.
sure. And,
How you doing
that's a
back
fact.
there, VJ?
I am, doing as good as anyone who's carrying anything,
Hmm.
carrying an entire set of people without the credit. I'm as good as anyone could be under those circumstances. So fantastic.
Very good. You
Listen,
enjoying your water, your fucking apple pudding?
It's not apple, it's tapioca. I need it because of the sheer amount of expenditure. It's been miles.
Hmm. Your yogurt's doing good back there.
I already gave him to the homeless on the way. God bless.
Okay, perfect. So yeah, me and VJ were out here another couple kilometers, but then there's gonna be a big uphill. I don't even want to for real. I don't even want to think about it. The uphill is gonna be crucial.
Well, I mean, yeah, you're not gonna think about it because you'd be taking a nap as I put you on my shoulder because the hill is just simply too sheer for us to really ride the bike. So I'll just put you on my shoulder. You'll probably take a nap just draped over there, and I'll carry the bike and your fucking ass just all the way to the top, and then you can go ahead and put it on your Instagram, whatever the fuck you do, your
10
TikTok.
minutes ago, 10 minutes ago, me and VJ were in the bike shop, and VJ had this stupid idea of having a fucking double bike. Like the fuck, I'm fucking stuck here with him. Like what the fuck? In this fucking bike. I'm doing all the effort, of course. I bet you he wanted the double bike just so he could sit and fucking relax on his
I mean,
little
this
kitty
is
chair.
100% a memory. This is 100% a memory that you have. But the thing is, it wasn't a real memory. That was around the time when I was carrying you around the shop, and you were taking a nap in the same position that I'm about to take you on that. Oh, so you were dreaming of that, and it is nice that you think of yourself so strongly. That is why we are out here vacationing together because you're a man of high personal ideals. But to say that you get them or that you're even close is would be a stretch of the imagination, and that's what I think everyone here who's ever watched the show would know.
Inside secret here, guys. I don't know if you guys noticed, but we are not on a cycle trip. I know, way to fucking surprise, turn the tables here on this episode, but we're not actually. We're back. I'm in Southern Italy, BJ, Phoenix, Arizona. Obviously, 47 degrees out there, record heat, 40-year record
That's
heats down there in
Fahrenheit. But that's
Phoenix, Arizona.
Celsius, guys. That's 119
Crazy.
Fahrenheit. Yeah.
Fahrenheit, yeah. So yeah, we got a great ass fucking trade. Obviously, it's VJ, so
Oh, big.
he's gonna be fucking absolutely digging in his claws into the fucking TA and ripping that chart open, while also like tickling the trade, the failure. Obviously, every trade for VJ is a failure. So straight away, open the shit, open up this charts, claw up the TA. You guys already know how it is. And roll the intro.
Order filled.
That was good. I liked it.
Thank you.
All right, guys, we're in clinical gray. If that's bother you, go ahead and take a nap because I know some of the other kids that are here are about to, right?
All right,
Right,
good night.
Luca?
Good night.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm back here in the 4 hour. This is where the price was sort of earlier on that particular day. There's a candle that I'm blocking. Don't see it. But because we were there, I'm putting standard deviations up. As you can see, this sweep right here, I think this into a daily fair value gap. The 4 lined up perfectly, 4.5. Already met those. Have another sweep here into the 4 hour fair value gap. That took us up off the weekly as well. Into this is the weekly high before IRL, ERL that had already been hit. So I'm like sort of trying to think what happened, what we're gonna do. Now, because of that, I went to standard deviations. I looked at these areas to see if you have potential targets. It's on the 4 hour. You can sort of see them on the daily. And like as you can sort of see, especially this one, like this was like a key sweep, and then we broke structure. We swept out a lot of stuff. We had a sell model for a bit, and then we absolutely reversed on that here as well. A deep sweep, taking out these swing lows, tapped into fair value gap, this rejection block. Actually, probably another thing. Oh, anyway, you see that there. And then we've just been going up since. Also, such as the same reason why I'll take these. Most of my standard deviations are off manipulation legs or the first distribution leg off of them. For me, I particularly like to see the price in that way, and I think I just gave up the trade, but it's fine. Who gives a shit? Anyway, so you guys see these. These are the standard deviations we're at. And I was like, you know what? We are higher time frame bullish, right? And even though we have hit the weekly ERL draw, that was on Wednesday. Tuesday was 4th of July. Or Thursday was 4th of July. And the next day I was like, we might just draw to here. A little pullback and then go. Let's see what it looks like. Obviously I have all this stuff to rebalance in terms of like bullish fair value gaps and a bunch of stuff down here. But many times it'll take us a long retracement, a higher time frame retracement, a bigger correction, seasonal correction to just come get these maybe. So, sure we hit the ERL draw. As you notice, we dig into these 4-hour, 1-hour fair value gaps here, make another push, make more fair value gaps, and then we continue probably the same thing was the idea. So, went to the 15-minute. Now it should show. All right, cool. And I'd already taken some trades. I was done for the day. We had news here. And then we broke structure up. I think I tried to take a short because I thought we were going to go for this wick before we went up, but of course we went up. So I lost here. But I waited for reasoning. We even had like almost a 15-minute change of delivery. Change of state delivery here, but not much displacement. On the 5, it looked better. We came in here, I launched from here, IRL, ERL, racked it. I think it was like 80 points or some shit. And we were done for the day. Now, I have evals at like renew in a week, so it's sort of like a free play. Oh, it's no big deal. This is not a disastrous trade, but it's an interesting trade. I think it's more of a lesson trade. It's not quite as shitty as many of them. But I came back, I ran some errands, I saw, okay, the market made like a 15-minute fair value gap. I think this is sort of interesting how it went. So we're bullish. I have the standard deviation here, and I'm like, oh, it could be a draw. We have like 40-some points there. And I'm like, this is interesting. Let's go ahead and take a look at it. So from a 15-minute PD array, I want to look at the 1 minute for an entry, right? So this is going to be like sort of like some lessons in a way. So this 15-minute fair value gap already exists. Many times you'll see people get in on the first tap of them. But I'll often nowadays try to avoid that, especially if it's not in like a certain discount. So this is a 5-minute discount right here. 5-minute high, 5-minute here. I figured that, the algorithm, even if it's going to price it there, it still wants to stop out people and gyrate a bit. And it'll probably want to visit at least this discount. This is like the closest real discount. On the 1 minute, there's a lot of fuckery that can happen. You can be, oh, this swing. But I want to look at the healthiest one with this 15-minute PD array. Anything that's higher, you're buying the top. Anything that's lower, if you can get a reasonable stop, then it's okay. It still is fulfilling the narrative, and if the price is being aggressive, essentially spooling, yes, it'll retrace some, but after a certain point, like these are in the morning, right? This last retrace, that's 10:10. So the price is much crazier. And then each retracement is sort of not that crazier. This is generally like sort of looks like the algorithm spooling. Right? We got everyone. This like I thought since this was the last week we're going down here, but this is essentially it breaking structure in a way. And then this is retracing. You know what I'm saying? Like this was the tap that it needed, probably SMT with ES, and then went up. So once I realized that, I'm like, okay, this is a potential place, but I'm not trying to get in too early. It's easy to die that way. And so, as you can see, my position's over here. Nice little over 2R. Nothing too crazy. But normally, I would have gotten it in here, right? I would be looking for an entry. 1 minute model, 15-minute fair value gap is already established. Let's see if we can get something in there. Break a structure. That looks like displacement. So my old thing would probably, we'll just say that like I just enter like right here when it closes, right? First of all, the time.
This is just
Starting to work.
theoretical, or is this the trade?
This one's theoretical.
Okay.
Um, and actually, yeah, I was just like, I would have entered in here, but I didn't because sometimes this is like sort of a topic on like a mistake that I've often made and then like progress over making. But like, I think that like when I forget or I get zealous to get an entry, it's easy for this to happen. Fair value gap, maybe even another thing. Oh, another breaker structure. Some people maybe nade some legends would enter in here, maybe a closer stop or some shit. And everything looks pretty good, right? But this is often what I would consider like an inducement setup. It taps the PD array and then it makes a move, but usually like makes a quick move over other temporary swing highs. Um, because this move itself, like if you enter in here, you put a stop like over here to there, it's not a really profitable move.
Mm.
And many people will enter like this because I'm like, okay, I put my stop here. But really, like after a while, they're like, oh, I need some more room. So like these swings under here, you know, and then like, okay, I'll aim for that. That's like a 1-5. Now a 1-5 isn't bad, but like many times a 15-minute fair value gap can be a lot larger than this 14 points. You know what I'm saying? And so they might sometimes have like stops like here into this, and they're getting like less than a 1-to-1. That tends to happen. This fair value gap just tends to be smaller. So it's tricky here, but this is about like not rushing entries. So this entry right here, like sure, it's fine. And like, you know, maybe you're more disciplined. You're like, oh, I'll wait for it to come down here. And everything looks great, right? We're breaking structure again. Explosive candle, fair value gap. People might enter in here. But the thing that should be questioned is like, did we get into a fair value gap that is like decent? Now, can you make money on these type of setups? Sure. But like if you're trying to have a system where you make money, I'm looking to generally get up close to at least 2R. You know, hopefully more than that. Many times if I'm on the right side, it'll give it that handily. What doesn't this look pretty good? It's like, oh okay. Some people might long here. And then for some reason, okay, see people might OTE entry, you know? Right? This is the tricks, right?
Mm.
And now all of these entries over here are possible. Oh, order block. This could be a propulsion block. Okay. For value. A lot of people are starting to get underwater. Even on this, you're like underwater. You're like, what the fuck's going on? Oh, gives you a little bit of hope, and then comes gets you stopped. Now, all of this is what I would call inducement. Now, people at this point, many people, especially when the draw is clear, it looks like you're making a clear move there, will be at loss. And like this is still probably a thing that I will like lose on. It's another reason why I'm making this video, so that I can remind myself on this. It makes this move. Here, I'm gonna delete this now. Um, and it sets up all these things that seem quite clear as entries. Correct, Luca?
So far, yes. Is that a double top there that I see? I'm not 100%
Yeah,
sure.
yeah, 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 for sure.
Oh,
But this is
perfect.
that's exactly part of what's going on here. The reason why this failed is because it didn't really go into any type of discount. Now, sometimes you may not hit OTE or even like the full like 50%, and maybe the other one will. But like you'll be above or below midnight opening price. or 7:30 opening price or 8:30 opening price, which gives you a relative discount. This isn't super premium compared to midnight opening price, 7:30, 8:30. So buying longs here is dumb unless you could get to some sort of discount usually, right? And this is where we preach patience. And people will be like, well, I waited for a discount on this leg. Yes. But did the move that originated really start from a discount? It did not, right? So we erase this. And then if I adjust the highs to this, look where we are. It makes a move from the correct PD array. It generates what looks like good entries, which are technically good entries. It generates liquidity within the PD array or above it sometimes. Because sometimes it'll come right above it and then start moving and people chase into it and then they all get swept. Generates liquidity here and it makes this thing. It makes relatively equal highs and then on the way down makes another. Gives people these things that look like entries. Oh, volume imbalance. Volume imbalance. Oh shit. Isn't this a mitigation block? Wait, this is a market maker somewhat. Yeah, it is. Target's here though. Because it generated this. Original consolidations here. This whole thing. First stage, second stage. Smart money reversal. Break structure. Shorts. Fair value gap. Volume imbalance. Shorts. That's it. A short here would have been fine if you understood where you are, because this. Now, once you realize this mechanism, this is when I saw it. This is often you can be a turtle soup right here, and then place a stop here, and not get hit. Or you could wait for a similar style entry, as what we just saw. Manufactures a low, gets values its fair value gap in this order block, which is likely to become a breaker because of the higher time frame. Starts to invert it, break a structure, and I
That's your
enter here.
entry. Okay.
Yeah.
Mm.
So everything's Gucci. I think we even. Yeah, we have a slight SMT. Oh, no, we don't. That's the only thing that wasn't there. So we enter. Everything looks good, right? Hit the discount. Clear, starting to break structure. Didn't invert this yet. Oh, it did slightly. We inverted that slightly and made a new fair value gap. This normally is a pretty solid setup for here. 2.3R. Let's go, right? Okay. Inverted it immediately. What the fuck? Okay.
Oof.
And okay, this is not looking great.
Oh, this doesn't look
Okay,
good.
that one looked really good until last, and I'm just like, all right, maybe it's just sitting in the thing. Okay, and then yeah, there it is. What happened? To be honest, this is variance and this is luck because this is what ES did. Came down into the PD array after sweeping these stops. You can see the crosshairs in the link up. Broke structure up, stayed up. They made an SMT. So that's a bullish signal. This is valid displacement. But it just so happens that this is more displacement than anything here. But you already know the story. This is a loss you really can't get mad about. I waited for everything to align. The idea was right. The draw was correct. I just happened to be on the wrong side of the SMT.
Yeah.
And maybe if I moved my stop or something, I could have re-entered right here, to be honest. I didn't realize it. I was like, oh, I guess I lost. Okay. But you could, this is an aggressive, turtle soup type of SMT type of entry. When you see this, it just came and re-got the stops, got one more entry and discount. ES started to take off. And then you literally can get this in a 5-hour trade because this is the one that confirms the low, confirms SMT. Boom, boom. There's a swing low. There's a swing low. Okay. This should not be touched. And as you can see, they both made their run till here. Quite a nice run. 10 points on ES from here is like 50 points. Pretty good run.
Mm.
Even from like, and then lunch also ends. So I entered here, and this is the thing I made a mistake on. I know this rule. It's something I learned from Romeo. Credit to him, even though I know he starts shit with everyone. Entries at the end of the hour are worse than entries at the beginning of the hour, and I didn't really think about that at all. 12:54 I entered. 108 is another entry. When you realize that this makes an order block here, 2 entries here. You know what I'm saying? So like, this is a very strong order block too.
Ooh.
Why? Because SMT occurred on the order.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
this is a trade or a PD array I like to use for my entries often. If I get SMT within the PD array that I want, once it closes over, boom, gives you could have got in on there, could have got in here, gives you pretty, I think it's a pretty decent RR. Let's take a look at it. Oh yeah, 2.4, not too bad. You know, maybe it's a little bit higher than 2, but saying yeah, about 2. So I don't know.
Yeah.
There it is. It's not a trash trade, like completely by trash, but it's definitely an interesting loser.
I think it's
I'm
very
trying to
interesting.
avoid having trash trades. Do you think
The,
it's interesting?
I do think it's actually quite interesting because theoretically, on the very first position of the trash
This
trade,
one?
right? Yes, that one right there.
This one? The
It's
real
it.
one?
Yes, the real one. It's like honestly, I think it's quite good. I think there's a couple of hints that go towards not the best distribution stage. For example, one of the things that we were talking about last episode, I think maybe it was the episode before that, but it was more of the start of distribution stages. You want to see major fair value gaps. You want to see them holding, being respected, etc. And it's very interesting because what VJ said at the end sort of reminded me of a great point to make of the time based liquidity, or basically the end of the hour, the beginning of the hour. Because a lot of traders, what they like to do is they like to go on the 1 minute chart and they like to just play candle by candle, candle by candle. They don't move charts on the 5, 15 hour, etc. Because, and I think that's a big issue. One of the
Sure,
things
for
that
sure.
is very key, definitely to my trading, I'm not sure about other people, is to definitely be aware of the time, if it's on the hour or if on the 4 hour open, etc. And as soon as you get to a situation where you were, increasing the hourly candle was going up and going up and going up, but the hourly candle closed close to the bottom wick, it is likely that the next hourly candle is going to sweep that bottom wick, no matter the sweep beforehand. So technically, the sweep invalidation. One of the things I really enjoy about VJ's trade is actually the rate, no rate, no trade. So he saw the rate on liquidity. He planned his entry. He entered on an inverse fair value gap. He had that price target in mind for like that was his daily pre-trade analysis actual price target, which I like. There was no changing in price targets, etc. And I think that the only mistake I can see is the being aware of the time liquidity, because that sweep, the when he got stopped out for the first trade you see on your screen there, it was actually the hour before it closed and opened. So that's a
Yep.
major wick for the hourly time frame, which is likely to be swept before you actually execute in that direction. But apart from that, apart from just being a little bit more aware of when the hourly opens, when the hourly closes, the hourly wicks, etc., and those highs and lows, apart from that, the entry was well planned out. The inverse fair value gap was well planned out. You could sort of see a sweep, the rate on liquidity, and you wanted a more of a distribution stage on the inverse fair value gap. You had good pre-trade analysis and the PTs for the PTs you planned previously. I don't see a problem with this. I think the small mistake you made, in fact, it was a quite minor mistake that I see, is just being aware of that hourly open and close. I think that is something that I've sort of meshed in with my trading strategy, which I feel improves and I feel it matters. So apart from the hourly open and close, I think VJ did a great job on planning the trade and executing it properly.
Yeah, I also the other thing is like, so when I realized that, um, and like sometimes you can get away with it, especially in the morning, but this is afternoon. In the morning, you can sort of get away with it because the candle like moves sort of fast, and it's like it's spooling faster once it's picked up enough liquidity. It's not trying to give people like entries, and essentially like I sort of fell in love a little bit with the idea and forgot about the time because remember this tag here, I was thinking about the time. Like, ah, it's lunch,
Yes.
12:08, and then I enter in the same hour. Now, it was almost 50 minutes later, so about 46 minutes later. So I sort of forgot, and I'm already thinking this is essentially generating liquidity. What generates liquidity? Accumulation, right? This is that lunch chop, essentially. It just made liquidity on both sides, continued to, and then went. And here's the other thing. Remember, I said this is a turtle soup, right? So you could buy off this low and then put the stop like right here, right? 3R.
Mm.
16 points up, 50-point target. It doesn't get stopped out. So, like, not to say, you enter here and then you put your stop all the way down here because sometimes it's going to continue. But if I remember the time here, it's like, oh, yeah, it's probably not ready to distribute. And then look what happens immediately. 7 minutes in, resweeps. 16 minutes in, 116 makes a fair value gap or makes an order block. That's SMT, so it's a high probability. This is all sort of in a macro time, the 50 to the 10, and then it pushes up, started the session, tags even that as a PD array a couple times, and then finishes off. Never really goes. Like, here's one stage of accumulation, here's a second stage, and then the run stops. Like, even generates one more time. Now, these are risky up here, but yeah,
Mm.
there's just a lot of reasoning. I mean, that this play will work, but the timing was really important. And sometimes if you get in earlier, what I should have realized if I got in earlier was like probably my stop had to be below here
Yeah.
at least, because it's just like, oh shit, we might run stops, and this is sort of like an unpredictable time until it's clear. And it wasn't. It looked clear, but all of this is essentially time distortion. It gave me the entry, and it acted like it was sort of valuing and sort of, you know, just collecting liquidity and then ran stops time while this
Yeah.
one didn't.
It's definitely the.
Great.
I think the time is definitely very important. I see a lot of one of the great traders that we sort of we see and we learn from VJ is Bryce. And one thing
Mhm.
that he doesn't do, I don't think he does, is aware of time-based liquidity, hourly opens, hourly closes, etc. So there's definitely you can absolutely not incorporate it in your strategy and be fine. It's not a absolute necessity to incorporate it into your strategy, but I really do think that if you go on those higher time frames, you start changing time frames quite frequently, especially the hour. I think the hour, the 4 hour, and the 12 hour is very important. Although 12 hour we don't see, but all those
Mhm.
opens I feel are very very important to just be aware of, because even if you don't go and switch on those time frames, just to be aware on which candle is the hourly open, which candle is the whatever 30-minute open, 5-minute open, etc. That is very crucial to maybe volume that comes into the market, maybe a different change in order flow. You know, we see launch a different change of order flow after launch, etc. And it's mainly because of those hour and 30-minute open. And I really do feel that those timeframes are very crucial to more of a broader understanding of the daily, like of the market of the day, basically. So yeah, but
Absolutely.
apart from that, you know, honestly, I don't think it's much of a trash trade. Apart from the time-based liquidity, which I think is a very good thing to revise and just to, you know, make people aware. I think it was a great trade. You know,
Yeah.
sometimes it
Well,
doesn't happen,
honestly,
sometimes it, you know, fails, but it's quite good.
should that happen in our trading though? That sometimes like we're gonna have less trash trades and just losers.
Yeah. Can you say that again? Did you ask me a question? My bad.
Yeah, I said, shouldn't that happen over time where we have less outright trash trades and just losers that are interesting?
Yes.
I'm not saying that we won't have trash trades. There'll be times where we succumb to our emotions, where we do something dumb, where we do all this, and then like 2 weeks or maybe even 2 months or even 2 years from now, I enter in here and then wonder what the fuck happened.
Mm.
And we look at this and be like, oh yeah, I rushed it. Like, what the, whatever about, fuck, man. What happened that day? And then be like, oh yeah, I was fucking fighting with Luca. And,
Yeah.
maybe I have a kid or something. I fucking have like fucking coffee stains on my fucking. The first time I decided to wear Armani suit to fucking clown fucking Nate, who's definitely working there as a janitor,
Oh, for real.
and then somehow I have coffee in it, and then he starts making fun of me, and then I just fucking absolutely send him to the store in his uniform.
And his undies.
Nah, 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 nah. We don't want him to get arrested. We need him to stay around and clean up this place.
Okay. Yeah. Anyway, fucking love Nade. You know, last episode of the Nade episode of just absolutely just Nade 24/7. I think it was a great episode. I think if you guys haven't seen that Nade episode, you guys should go back and see it. I think it's incredible. It's incredible. DJ, what do you think about that last episode?
I don't even. What did we even say? What was
It
going
was the
on?
thing with the flexing. We showed the
Oh yeah,
picture. It was fucking,
that was the last episode. Oh my
yeah.
god, we haven't recorded in a little while, so I forgot.
Yeah, you're right.
But yeah,
Okay.
that was absolutely garbage.
That's amazing. Incredible. But yeah, good trash trade beach. Honestly, I think it was good. A lot of things
Thank you, bro. I'm
said.
only trying to bring this level of trash trades.
There you go. Yeah.
I'm
I think
sick of. I'm sick. Listen, listen,
step by
listen.
step.
You know what I've understood? And I've understood a lot about like losing and some of the things that have bothered me, and it's good because like now, like it's really the only thing that was like holding me back in any way to look at like these type of things. And when I'm like trading my A game, when I'm like trading appropriately, uh, these will like be some of the only type of losers I'll take where you just follow the plan and it just like doesn't work. And there's so many reasons why it should. Like, oh yeah, maybe I made a little mistake by the time. Like that was the mistake, if there was a mistake. But even then, many times it'd still be fine. Like, you just hold through the time distortion and it goes. But this one had to kind of like I was just unaware of the time and should have been maybe even willing to add one at my stop rather than putting it there.
Mm,
Putting
yeah.
it more at the level, especially initially. But then it fucks up my RR, and that means I shouldn't have been in there. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just or honestly, when I saw this happen, I was like, shit, should I get in? But I was like, no, that was my last trade, so I'm not going to. So I followed another rule because it's just like this thing is a lifelong path of performance and whatever. It's just like in chess or like basketball, any sport where you have to like maintain your ability to perform. And a lot of this stuff that we do is like we maintain our goals in front of us.
Yeah.
We maintain these expectations and then our fear of hitting those goals or not hitting those goals or what we need to be like in order to hit them. Oh, I should never make mistakes. Oh, I should never do this. Oh, I'm a fucking idiot. All that is just like it's very natural. That is exactly why people lose. There are benefits even to some of that type of behavior evolutionarily. But in this, or in like success in like the society, like you need to just like be able to see things for what they are, and that includes yourself, and that includes just like the entire game. And like, so if you're making not making money and other people are, or you have all no one in your life has ever told you that you would like succeed, that like is a core family member, or you tend to be more experimental and stuff in the beginning so that you can understand the reasonable limits before you really start digging your heels in. A million other reasons why you, me, anybody may like slow themselves down expecting perfection rather than aspiring for it. It's just like you have to like really look at those things in order to like get through this game and to like really succeed. And that's why like honestly most of these people who are faking it, like it's unbelievably clear to me now how bad that they're going to be hurting, or probably already are hurting, because like it's very difficult to understand and resolve like your petty sort of like reasoning for things, your motivations even, with yourself. And it's not that you won't feel them, you just have to understand that they're nonsense, truly, and come to terms with that. And then that when you truly understand that, that also means that you can't indulge in it
Yeah.
because you know that it's harmful. And then it's like you're either practicing one thing or another. And so, when we were talking about like all these people that are like super braggadocious or really like looking, pandering for the crowd's like approval, they're essentially, if they're in this game or any performance game, are giving themselves a reasoning that when the pressure hits and things sort of swing negatively altogether, to kill themselves. And most of the time they do. And sometimes they get lucky, but then those moments and stuff in performance, that they show up. You get tested often. We're against one of the most deadly adversaries in the world. You know what I'm saying? The market and the participants, who are
Yeah.
some of the smartest people in the world. So it's like, Dave was asking me. He's like, yeah, I can't understand people who make money that way. It's like, what good do you guys do? And I was like, honestly, just through our trading, the only good that you could say that we do is that we help keep a vital marketplace that's required for like generating money for businesses and to keep a healthy economy. Like we're a necessary piece of that. But like it is simply a game of performance, and then you take from it what you do and you build from that. Some people buy Lambos, some people buy whatever. Other people will build businesses. Other people may just fucking trade and live their life, disappear. And so, like, there's nothing wrong with any of that. But if you don't understand that and what it takes to be like that, and that in order to fully free yourself, you must free yourself from the lies that you tell yourself on why it's okay to do this, why, even though you know that it's like a negative habit that you can still indulge in, um, those things will keep you from reaching your potential. You may be able to become profitable, but your potential will be hampered. And once I realized that, I was like, oh, I have to delve into the psychology
Yeah.
now. Because I
Definitely.
already could tell I'm like, not only should I be more profitable, like, I should be making like fat checks. Like, I see these, and I'm like, why am I still keeping my size relatively low? What is appropriate? What is my reasoning? And I already sort of knew the answer for some of this, but then you just have to sit down and do like, why is that crazy? You know, why is that
I mean,
wrong?
what a
Why is that?
absolute deep way to end the episode, for real.
Oh yeah, dude.
Super deep. Trading, it's a tough game, man. We gotta get through
Yeah,
it bit
yeah.
by
Yeah.
bit.
So everyone, we ended on an absolute philosophical note after you just saw me get fucking smacked for a loser for no fucking reason. Good God, why they fucking do that to me? They're always fucking hunting my stuff, so God damn it.
For
But
real.
anyway, please like and subscribe to our episodes. We really fucking appreciate it. Also, we used to have a Top Step link, but they stopped working with your boys and I guess a bunch of other people. But you know what? That link never fucking worked. So you're welcome, guys.
Fuck
Giving you
you,
guys
Top
fucking
Step.
fuck you, Top Step. But you know what? God bless you, Top Step, because I traded with you. Give me some fucking accounts for that fucking
Okay.
bullshit.
Fucking link in bios for socials. No more fucking link. Check it out. We got clips coming out. We got it all. We appreciate you guys. Great ass fucking episode. We love you guys. Honestly, sticking around. Whatever. And we'll see you guys
We
in the
will
next
have a link
episode.
soon, won't we?
We will. We will have a link soon. 100%.
Yeah.
100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%.
For sure.
Okay.
For sure. All right, love you guys.
Love you guys. See you guys. Bye.